What up, YouTube? I am your hosts. Now I'm playing.
Welcome back to the Dove Shack.
The Dove Shack. This is the motherfucking No Pigeon Podcast. So, we are going to react to some shit, but we're going to have to skip through it because it's 2 hours long. But, Slug over here, Slugga not.
Oh, we rolling?
We rolling.
Ah,
Oh, you didn't think we was rolling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, you rotten motherfucker. So basically, Slug, I used to watch a lot of the Sodnetter, Black Power stuff, you know, the Black
you
liberation.
used to be a 5%er.
Yeah. I was never a 5%er, but
I'm kidding.
I still, to this day, I romance the shit, you know what I mean?
Yo, peace, Carl.
Peace, Carl. Word life. So basically, I'm going to put him on for some of this House of Consciousness, Black News 102 type stuff. Specifically because, first of all, I'm African, so I can't really rock with the Hebrew Israelites. Well, at least the ones that are anti-African, right? Because the Bible is an anti-Hamitic book, but that's a whole nother story. Which tray? What
a little white table under there? Bring that up over here or something.
This
We
right?
have to restart this video.
Nah, bro, we good, man. We good. Hold up.
Yep. Oh, shit. I'm going to hit myself in the face with a paintbrush.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens. Sorry, we under construction right now, so we still painting. This shit's still fucked up, but we working on it, right? I fucked up my back. That's why I got this shit. I fucked my back up trying to paint the walls and shit.
Backyard.
Godly. So, despite the fact that I don't really rock with the Hebrew Israelites, I always love Captain Tazaryak. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean because I don't know who he is. Who is Captain Tazaryak?
He was like, I don't know if he's the head of like the ISUPK or some shit. I don't remember. I haven't watched
The
these guys.
ISUP. You're saying shit that I have no idea what you're talking about.
Clearly, it's an abbreviation of a group, though, right?
Yeah, but like, what does that abbreviation stand for?
I don't know. The motherfucking Israelite something.
Either way, so basically, he's a higher up in the Black Israelite hierarchy.
And like, but here's the funny part: he's mixed race, right?
To be your own people.
So, Shaka Amos, he's kind of like a Hotep, like the god of the Hoteps. You know what I mean? Like he studied the shit out of like the Bible and this and that and the Hebrew Bible and all that stuff. So
Shaka Amos, isn't that the guy they call the Hebrew killer? Isn't that the guy they call the Hebrew killer? No, I'm talking shit. I seen it in the title.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, we're gonna get into this because this might be a culture shock for him, but
I mean, I've seen some Black Israelite shit before, but
no, but you probably seen the clickbait stuff, right? These guys kick some knowledge, you know?
no, I don't even click on this bait. But you showed me some of this shit before.
Maybe, but not like that. Not thorough, you know what I mean? But you grew up in the Mormon church, so you kind of know a thing or two about the Bible, right?
Well, I know the Bible very well.
Yeah, so you're gonna see like the Hebrew Israelites. They're pretty fucking thorough when it comes to the Bible, right?
Yeah, well, it's all on
But
how
so
you want
was
to
Shaka.
interpret it.
So was Shaka Amos. So basically, they do the street battles on like typically like 125th Street in Harlem or some shit like that.
So that, you got that right, folks. They're not rap battling; they're Bible verse battling.
Yeah,
Sick,
right. So let's take it in.
Bring it in the track. Shaka Utmost. Last summer, he took it to a brother Hashar, AOC, community, family. When I tell you that Shaka Utmost is on the hunt for Hebrews, you best to believe.
Okay.
He's on the front in the hunt for Hebrews.
The masses speak. Okay.
In Times Square or some shit.
In the Greek language, you do not pronounce the P with the T, so it is not Ptolemy.
But how ill is this though?
sound like they're about to have a battle rap.
That's what I'm saying. How ill is that, right? They're having like some, but intellectual. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fire though. And they're Shaka, right?
Look at this walk up like a WWF entrance.
For real.
Outside at the arena.
You got a backpack on with nothing in it.
Now you probably got some books in it.
That's why we saying white. That's why you say black people, because that's the nationality that
is
they
white guy
put on
beside him?
themselves. But we ain't black.
You Puerto
We
Rican
from
or some
the
shit,
tribe
right?
of Judah.
Barely.
Even Reggie has
So
validated that.
just a quick backdrop. Quick backdrop, right? The Hebrews believe that the 12 tribes of Israel.
Wait, who are the Hebrews? I thought it was
The
the
Hebrew
Jews. The Hebrew Israelites.
Jew is a made up word, right? Because the letter J wasn't introduced to the language until the 1600s or some shit, right?
Okay, well, I knew Hebrew before I knew the word Jew. So.
Yeah, well, the letter J wasn't created until later in society, right? It didn't exist in those times, in those biblical times, right? So that's why they say Yeshua, Yahshua, Jesus, Yahweh, all them. You know what I'm saying? Those are all. Yeah. There was no J, right? So the J is a new word, right? So, I forgot homeboy's name. I think that's Hashar. Hashar got a grimy vibe about him too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, part of me still love the Hebrew Israelites.
All right, Harlem. Let's see.
And I'm coming at your ass. No, now let me ask you this one question. The Egyptian language.
No, hold on. So the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Because the Bible says that the Jews will lose their knowledge of self, lose their names, lose this, lose that, and become slaves, right? What groups of people did that happen to?
Pretty much everybody.
I mean, yes, but I'm talking about like post
biblical times.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody's still again?
Yeah, I guess you're right. No, but a lot of them didn't still lose their knowledge of self, right? Black Americans lost knowledge of self. They don't know where they're from. They don't know their last names. They don't know their tribes. You know what I'm saying? And so basically,
a lot of Americans is the same way too. White Americans.
No, but the rest of the rest of these people weren't scattered across the world, right? They were local. Well, they were local slaves. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible, so basically, what you see what I'm saying, right? But so their 12 tribes of Israel are like African Americans, Caribbeans, Latin Americans, you know what I'm saying? Native Americans. So they consider them the 12 lost tribes of Israel. So basically, those are the Hebrews, right? So that's why you got them light-skinned dudes in there like that, right?
What it would be classified as?
It all depends on who's doing the classification.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it does. It does. Completely.
Give me the classification you want to give me.
Called Ta, pronounce the P. When you read the older translations of the Book of the Dead, he's never called Ta. He's only called Ta Ten Den. Oh. Later on, he's called Ta. So let's be very clear on that. He is not a Semitic deity, not in any way, form, or fashion.
Okay.
Don't say I said it. Was he a Semitic deity?
You did. What you said was the language. You said the language. The language. Okay. No problem. No problem. All right. Now let's get back to I copulate your coffin text. Let's get back to I copulate between the buttocks. Let's get back to that.
Oh, that's a rough start.
Okay. Now, number one. If
I got
in
that
fact,
book. Game over.
That is in the coffin text. Now I'm gonna show you how you prove something. Okay. When I go to my book.
What's with everybody doing speaking?
Codex Game Over.
Everybody
by
got
Shaka Amos.
Huh?
And here you have the original coffin text. I mean, you got the original pyramid text. Now, I'm not just going to cite something from your Bible and say it's in there. I'm going to give you the source, the verse, and the chapter, so you could go see it. Because if I don't do that, I could just be making that shit up. Just like you could be making that shit up.
Yes,
why?
Sir.
Because you didn't give nobody in your camp.
Sources.
Forget me. Forget anybody watching. You didn't give nobody in your camp a verse or a chapter. Right now, I want you to hold that paper up and show the camera the verse and the chapter, and the verse and the chapter that comes from. Do it right now. Do 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 do. Okay, yeah, it ain't there.
End the song.
All right, so hold up.
It ain't
almost done. I got about 5 more minutes. I counted. Here we go. Here we go. Because you just got done, bro. You got roasted. You smoke coming off of you, dude. You got
done.
shot down. All right?
Here we go.
Done.
Here we go.
Must be hard.
Here we go. Here we go. No. Here we go. I'm going to pick a good one for you. Let's find a good one for you, bro. Because when I quote, I get verse and chapter.
You got Assassin's Creed in the back.
Now, can I say, with all the amounts of knowledge...
Assassin's Creed in the back, though?
No, I didn't see that. But with all the amounts of knowledge... Okay, I see him now. He looked like the motherfucking, the native dude from Black Eyed Peas.
No, he looked like, what's his name? I can't even remember where he's from.
But anyway, Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, I mean, some shit like that.
So, this is what upset me, right? With all the knowledge that Shaka has, I bought his book. I don't know how much I paid for it. Probably in the 40, 50 range or whatever. This shit was a pamphlet. And I was kind of cheese.
Like that? Like a paperback?
Yeah, that's the book I had.
Staples?
That's the exact one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it got staples. And it was like, the cover was like printed, like on a printer. So it was, I was kind of cheese, but whatever. But I was still, it was all love.
Here we go. Oh, there's so many of them. I don't even know which one to pick.
Pick
right,
one.
here you go. Let me see. Let me find a good one. The Morning Star. Which one?
You got that pyramid ring.
You know, I'm going to find you later. That is utterance 364 in Egypt. It says, Horus has completely filled thee with his eye in his name of fullness of God. That is utterance 364, verse 614. Over 2,000 years later, the Greco-Roman Christian Judeo copy reworked from the ancient Egyptian original, that ye might be filled with all of the fullness of God. So what I'm saying to you is I just gave you verse and chapter in which I showed you took it from the pyramid text. That is not unique and original to the Bible. So hold on, at the very least, even if we say they did not plagiarize, and by the way, your definition of plagiarism, and you said that you're a dictionary, I would suggest that you check with the Oxford Dictionary. Because in the Oxford Dictionary,
that's that white devil dictionary.
The
What do you mean?
word
Yeah, that white devil
plagiarism is
dictionary.
described as such.
But you know the funny thing about these the black liberation theology type peoples is that
Pick and choose which type of white devilism you want to accept or not.
Exactly, right? The Hebrews actually, you know why they accept the King James Bible?
Yeah.
Even though they're Hebrews, so they
That's the
shouldn't
same
be following.
thing as Mormon. That's the same as the
should-
Mormons. They fuck with the King James Bible.
No, but check this out. Hebrews is supposed to be following the Old Testament, right?
Yeah.
But they follow the King James Bible. You know why?
What's that?
Because King James was a black man.
Was he?
Good question, right?
So.
Good, exactly.
He was the King of England.
Well, they say it was Shakespeare was a black man, King James was a black man. You name it, they black.
Yeah, I mean Babe Ruth was black.
Elvis.
Black. Everybody black one.
Everybody black one.
No, it is not. It is described as such. Go look it up. Hold on. It says, and it's going to say it in every Oxford dictionary because they are consistent. It says to claim the work of another, to claim a written work of someone else's as if it was your own, and to try to pass it off as such. That is plagiarism.
Yeah, that sounds all right though.
That's plagiarism.
Okay, so listen, let me just deal with this.
You haven't given this guy the mic.
Two things.
Right. Okay, here you go. Hold on, I got my last one. I got my 1 minute. I'm going to take my 60
I
seconds.
think so. Basically, what
Oh,
I think
he wants to finish his minute.
if I hear that, but what I think he's trying to imply is that the Bible is plagiarism because the Bible has a lot of stolen stuff in it, right?
Yeah, he said something about some pyramid text.
Yeah, that's the ancient. So the
Because he
ancient,
was talking about Horus, and that sounds familiar from the Bible.
so
to me.
basically, in ancient Egypt, so what happened was they had Egyptologists assigned from Greece and all them places, and they basically made up a bunch of shit about what the ancient Egyptians meant, you know, because they didn't have any real translation. They didn't have a real translation until they uncovered the Rosetta Stone. So you know the Rosetta Stone from a language translation app, right?
Right.
So the Rosetta Stone was a tablet with Latin, Egyptian, and I think Greek, right?
Okay.
And so basically they were now able to translate what the fuck was going on. And once they translated it, that's when a big battle came for what race the Egyptians were, because they realized they found basically
But like,
all the
even
stuff
were
in the
the
Bible.
Egyptians one race only? That's the other thing too. Like,
You know, they had slaves and they had Assyrians and all different groups coming in. They had the Nubians, right? So it's hard to say, right? But basically, they found that the Bible was plagiarized from ancient Egyptian text that was sealed for like fucking 5,000, 10,000 years, right? So now they're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? The Egyptologists are still trying to be scientific, so they're like,
Horus, damn.
yeah. So right,
Heard that one before.
yeah.
Here you go, you damn Skippy. I'm going to take to show
Skippy.
you where they came up with their shit from. Because they trying to pass their Bible off as if it's unique.
It's not
You
unique.
feel me? Here you go. In the Bible, is Jesus' tomb found open? The rock is moved away and his tomb is open? Yes or no?
After
Yes.
3 days, yes.
Yes or no?
I'm gonna answer you like you ain't answer me about that
Oh
butt.
no, you know
shit.
what?
Yes.
Sorry, audience, to keep cutting this shit off. Apparently, in the New Testament, there's 3 different stories
Of what?
of what happened when they uncovered Jesus, right?
Okay.
3 different stories and 3 different in I don't know if it was a Matthew or whatever the fuck, but like this and then
Matthew and Luke and
yeah,
John.
yeah.
or
So there's
whatever.
like 3 different stories, right?
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay, no problem. It's in there. Well, hold on. Let's see where they got it from. Let's go to the pyramid text. Shake off thy dust unto thy bandages. The tomb is open for thee. 2,000 years later, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So in the pyramid text, you got Osiris's tomb being open. All of a sudden in the Bible, his tomb is being open.
Right. Okay. Now
deal with it.
Deal with it.
The one thing I don't want to take away, from somebody eating. You know what I mean?
No,
hear me out. Now he basically wrote that book to eat. Nothing wrong with that. But everybody. I'm just saying. you ain't write it for nothing. You ain't write it for nothing.
I wrote this. Hold on a second. I wrote this so that people know. No. I wrote it. I'm gonna tell you why I wrote it. I think you'll like this, Ashar. I wrote it so that when black people are trying to make a decision about religious literature, this way they can make an informed decision instead of hearing just one side. See, I did not present just the Egyptian side in here. I did not present just the Hebrew side in here. I gave both and I lined them up together so that an honest person. See, you think I'm out to get the Hebrews. I'm not. What I am is I'm saying let's be fair. Let the evidence have the last word.
I'm just a Hebrew killer hunting down Hebrews.
What the evidence says is that there's so much in your from time he was doing like the clickbait titles and trying to like hype certain people. He was hyping beefs up, right?
And what you wrote in that book, not only a filibuster, you're a bullshit artist. You're a bullshit artist. And I'm going to tell you why. You did. I'm going to tell you why you're a bullshit artist. I got you, King. I'm going to tell you why you're a bullshit artist. Because you just said that you put the text together so people could see to make a particular choice, right? Then your title would not be Codex Game Over and going against the scriptures a certain way. True. It would just say, make your decision. You understand? Here's a text to match against this text.
But he still ain't
so you show me that you're bullshit artist. So now I want to know, are you being genuine or bullshit? What is it?
I'm being very genuine. Look.
Either you dealing biasly, intellectually, or you just gonna deal intellectually.
I gotta give you
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrown with that. That's what's up.
I could have chose a better title.
Right. That's what's up. But the bottom line is this.
But for me,
these guys are out here dressed like the gangster three wise men from a nativity scene.
It's game over all day, people.
I know you feel that way. But see, it's like this. And I mentioned Sheikh Anta Diop for a reason.
Why is that?
And not in a negative comment.
Sheikh Anta Diop was a Senegalese professor, right? He was like a PhD, and he was teaching the truth about, or his truth, or the truth. I don't know because I don't speak.
He was teaching
Egyptian.
about.
He was teaching about ancient Egyptian and how it was a black culture and so forth, right? Because like I said, when they found the Rosetta Stone and blah blah, it became a race for what race were they? Because we can't have black people being the creators of.
Well, and the worst part is like we have to pick one race,
right?
It can't be a conglomeration of different people because this was the fucking cultural hub of the world at the time. We can't have that. And obviously, there has to be one race in power because that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's crazy? Something I heard about Egypt today, though, and I never knew this theory and shit before. But the Sphinx
used to have a nose.
Not even about the used to have a nose. They're talking about like it looks like it used to have a different head. Because
it was rebuilt or restructured over the centuries.
Like the head was recarved because it's way too small for the body, and the erosion is like the erosion on it. They're saying it seems like it's way older than the pyramids. So but when they built the pyramids, they reshaped that head to make it look like a pharaoh's head, but it was probably a lion or something like that before.
So basically, there is a French painting.
Yeah.
French.
I didn't even know about that shit before literally today.
There's a French drawing of the Sphinx with nose, right? So this shit right here, it'll show you the issue for why they say that Napoleon had the nose blown off, right?
Why would Napoleon do it?
I don't know. I think it was Napoleon, but he was like raiding or some shit. Hold up, y'all. Y'all see that nose?
Look a little wide.
Yeah.
But flat.
Well, them lips are thick too, right?
But like that picture just shows the head by itself almost, right? Like they didn't even see the rest of the body on that. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that was them making the head by his damn self, but like the head.
Golly, just click. Like I can't just get up.
The head doesn't even look like like it fits on the body of the thing, and I didn't even notice that shit until today when I seen that.
Yeah, I noticed that for a long time. Wow. But like, what's this guy name?
I mean, I kind of know that
Vivant
before.
Vivant Denon etched the image of the Sphinx of Giza in 1798, right? And so basically, yeah, he got a black nose.
Looks like they put a new head on that.
Which it ain't the wildest thought that there was a civilization in Africa.
Yeah,
created by
Africa.
black people.
Like, I mean, like who?
But a lot of the times, what they do is they show images of more modern French mixed Arabs and stuff like that, and you know what I mean? Like they show a lot of these modern and Greco Roman influence because they had the Helios invaded Egypt, right?
Well, wasn't Cleopatra a fucking Greek bitch or something like that?
Roman, I believe. I'm not sure.
Which is
Italian.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
Italy, I believe so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, right? But
No, I think you're right.
But that was more modern because
But that was actually like
that was
what like
later.
1,000 years after the pyramids were built.
no more like 10,000 years or 5,000.
I said thousands.
Oh, I thought you said 1,000. But regardless, right? So basically, the Helios under I think Ptolemy or something invaded Egypt because they loved Egypt. The Greeks were in love with Egypt, right? They and by the way, the Helios or the Hellas or whatever they call them, they were the Greeks.
That was a picture I seen today that they would think that maybe it was a possible it was more like a cat head, like a lion head.
You know, I don't believe a lot of this stuff anymore in these groups, but I still accept that they were very like look at them. See how they try to make it very non-black in these images?
The pharaoh's head, or
the pharaoh's head. They got him looking like a Balkan or something, like a piece from the Baltics or something.
I don't know what the fuck you look like, but I just know that like.
But you compare it to that. Why don't they ever use this image, right? This is not. It's not like some kind of rudimentary rough sketch. This is clearly a very well drawn image, right? So, and then they had the motherfuckers up top doing whatever the fuck they was doing. But yeah, that's probably. I wouldn't be surprised that's when they broke the fucking nose off, right? But, yeah. So, like you look at King Tut's mother, black woman. You look at King Tut's father.
I don't know who the fuck. I don't know the history of Egypt like this.
Well, Akhenaten. So King Tut's father was Akhenaten, right?
I mean, sure. I don't know.
Well, he was clearly a black dude, right? He looked like he could have been North African too. But Akhenaten, he's the one that they say looked like Obama, right? But this is Akhenaten, right?
Yeah, he looks like he's from Abyssinia.
See what I'm saying? Well, they called Puntland or Somalia. They called that the land of the gods, right? And they know it was Somalia because of the herbs specifically that were native to Somalia that they would travel and grab, right?
I come from Somalia,
right?
I wish I could have popped that. I don't know which one is which at this point right now.
That one is.
Oh, it says it right there, right?
Switch over. There we go.
I come from Somalia.
A little bit low, but whatever. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying, right?
Which one is that? This one?
No, that's not. Oh, that's
Oh, that one, yeah.
I come from Somalia.
Thank you.
We working on it, right?
Thank you, brother. Please.
Connotation, but just to get an understanding that what you teach, what you preach, you practice that. You stand for that. That's one. Two, I also presented because everything that we do, we say, okay, how you brothers roll, what you brothers about. And I'm not gonna forget he said again that he's read every corporate
text. Let me address that because I forgot.
But he's not debating any.
Let me address that. The reason why I said I cannot attest to it is just because
he's basically just going at Shaka's character.
I have read
and his intentions.
Read many books. In fact, I have read more books than most human beings alive. I have no problem with saying that. But what I will say is this. I will not stand here and tell you that I remember verbatim every single thing that I read. Okay. That would be a lie. So hold on 1 second. That would be a lie. Well, and that is the reason why when I wrote my book, I put sources, I put chapters and verses so people could go check
Shaka
themselves.
Is thorough
so
like
all
that,
I'm saying is
right?
that I see that you read that.
And all that stuff,
but being
so
that you did not give me a verse and a chapter to go check, I cannot attest to that. I don't remember that in there.
I got you then. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to tell you.
One of the illest things I ever seen Shaka do was break down the Arabic language as being a grandchild of Syro-Aramaic, right? Of Syriac and Aramaic, right? And so basically saying like at the time of the Quran's creation, the Arabic language didn't exist, right? And the first copy found of the Quran the language was written differently. Like, you ever seen in Arabic, they have them little dots on top and blah, blah, blah. It didn't have none of that, right?
So they had to translate it, is what you're saying.
They basically created a new translation of some shit. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because they're saying some translations, some people's translations say that it's not actually 70 versions you'll get, but 70 grapes. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing too with these old ass texts that get passed down and people translate them and then you translate them again and da 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 da. Like, I just think it's funny when some people I talk to that tell me that they're Christian or whatever and they talk about the Bible and they're really out here reading those like new school Bibles that like changes it to like modern North American speech and I'm like, oh shit, this is how you read your Bible? Like,
so this right here, I used to be the biggest Sarah Sutton Seti fan, and this right here is one of the illest. This is one of the illest, right? So I just want to breeze through a couple of these Black News 102s or whatever. But
Black Power, family. This your brother Sarnetta coming black at you from Black News 102.
Coming black at you from Black.
I want to let the family know that the Hebrews are ducking. The Hebrew Israelites are scared as hell. Now let me tell you what I mean and how I know that they are afraid of the general Sarah Sutton Seti. The Hebrew Israelites are running.
I'm gonna fast
so
forward.
who are these guys then? What do they believe in then?
These are Hoteps again, right?
Well, I don't know what Hoteps are.
Ancient Egypt, right? Hotep basically means, I think it means like.
So like what? That's your religion?
Well, it's not really. That's just a kind of a nickname used or whatever.
So do they have
a lot of
religion?
times it's used derogatory. Well, ancient Egyptian spirituality. They don't have a religion per se, but they believe in spiritualism and they follow. They believe that a lot of the Bible is ripped off from these books, right?
Oh,
and it's just ripped off from African spirituality, right?
Okay,
right.
And so I don't know. All right, guys.
But it doesn't matter. The way he
It sounds like you guys are out here just being like, okay, this is what we believe in. It's not really anything actual like that you could put like a name on, but like we're out here trying to prove you guys wrong, and that's like our identity. Seems kind of weird.
I mean, I'm sure there's more depth to it or whatever. I was more just engulfed in the debates because I loved it. You know me, I'm very anti-religion, right? So I've always...
Yeah, so to me, it just sounds like one person who I, two false beliefs preaching against each other.
Well, yeah, I'm not.
It's like I don't know. Right? For me, it's like watching a debate between a Muslim and a Jewish person, and it's like sick.
No, I hear that.
You can do this all day.
I hear that, but I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, part of it was like a pro-black, like learning more about African history that's not really told type shit. Right?
See, the history part of it is cool, but like, yeah, the religion part of it is.
But
like,
but check this out. Check how
my fairy tales are actually your fairy tales actually stole from my fairy tales.
No, I hear that, right? But a lot of the Egyptian stuff was.
Wait, hold on. Well, you smoked that.
What is that? Tacky?
Yeah.
Man, you smoke that tacky?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, take this in, right?
As a people, out of the drum.
Detroit.
Funny.
He's Black Power, the general. Black is ducking.
They don't want none of me. Them niggas don't want none of me.
What?
He from like Detroit or something. But I love the way he talk. They started arguing, right? But no, so
Oh my god.
just look at this, not even from a black perspective. Look at this from a religious perspective, right? Him shutting down a lot of these religions, right?
Yeah.
Just take it from that perspective.
What?
They don't want none of me. I'm gonna shut that shit down.
And he came up under John Henry Clark.
Kind of remind me of that, that ghetto preacher.
Which one?
Which one? Like the light skinned one who was like cussing and like it was like VHS quality videos kind of shit.
There's a lot of them. I don't know which one you're talking about. There's a lot of them.
I have to find them.
But yeah, take this one then, all right?
It's not a problem. You can bring me any Hebrew, Jew, Christian, Muslim, bring them all. They all tied to the same bullshit.
Well, let me ask you, where do the 10 Commandments come from? Because I had a Hebrew here earlier, and he was telling me it come from the Most High.
It come from the Most High.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Most High.
Ask me this. What was Moses fleeing from Egypt for? Why did he have to flee Egypt? Anybody out here, why did Moses have to flee Egypt? For murder. He murdered Pharaoh's soldier, and he had to flee Egypt. Then 80 years later, he went up on the mountain and got a law from God that said, thou shalt not kill. Now, how the hell he gonna get the law from God 80 years later when he was fleeing from Egypt for murder? Go look it up. Even the Hebrews that saw him do that.
Yes, exactly. Let's go through that real quick.
Hold on. Just because you did something 80 years ago doesn't mean you can't have. I mean, in this mind state doesn't mean you can't have God.
When he saw an Egyptian overseer beating Exodus 2:12, right? When he saw an Egyptian overseer beating one of the Israelite workers, he killed the Egyptian and buried him. So that's why he fled. Word of this deed reached the ears of the Pharaoh, forcing Moses to flee into the Sinai desert, right?
But like, wasn't Moses like an adopted son of the Pharaoh at the time?
Cool, but this is what he's saying.
But like,
but
you don't think that like
this is
he could have smoothed that over with Pops? I just killed this soldier.
But
like,
this is because the Moses story is bullshit. Is basically what he's getting at too, right? But what he's saying is like, so how 80 years later you get a commandment from God saying thou shalt not kill when it was already known that killing was bad?
Well, hey man, if God's gonna give you 10 ground rules, I mean,
but there was more. There was more than 10 ground rules because the Egyptians had like 80 or something.
Yeah, but that wasn't blessed from the hand of God, from the Most High.
Well, not the
the Most High was Moses,
not the Abrahamic God, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He saw the two Hebrews arguing, right? Right. And so they say he tried to check the Hebrews about arguing with one another, saying that y'all brothers, but then the Hebrew looked at him and said, how can you judge us for you slay Pharaoh's soldiers?
You see how the internet said Israelites though?
Kill in that verse.
Not Hebrews.
So
the site that we looked it up on didn't say Hebrews, it said Israelites.
Same shit.
I know, but like
12 tribes of Israel, same shit.
They understood the concept.
The thing is that they're not saying Jews. Jews is a more modern word, is what I'm saying, right?
Killing long before Moses supposedly got some laws on the mountain.
What is Christianity?
Christianity is nothing but Greek mythology, psychology mixed with Egyptian religion. That's all it is.
That sounds about right.
The gods that you call, the greater gods of ancient Rome, they took places in Christianity. You see Cupid, that's the baby angel. That was already there. You got Venus, the virgin. She was already there. Okay, and Jesus is nothing but Zeus. Say Jesus in Spanish. Hey Zeus.
Oh, hold on. He's talking about Cupid and he's talking about
the cherubs.
Yeah, but like they don't mention like Cupid in the Bible.
Old Testament?
Yeah, they don't mention Cupid.
No, he's saying the cherubs, the baby cherubs.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Do they really even mention that in the Bible? I don't know. They don't mention Cupid. I don't know.
No, he's saying Cupid is the Greek. He's showing you where the Greeks, where the Abrahamic religion stole it from the Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology.
Cupid, but where in
Venus
the
was the
Abrahamic
virgin. Venus was the virgin.
Do they talk about Cupid? I don't think they talk about Cupid
112
in the Bible.
Cupid.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know 112?
I know Beach is a creep.
Okay, well, you're not a 90s baby like me.
Yeah,
80s baby.
I was a 112 like that. I was a fuck bad boy.
Say Jesus in Spanish.
Hey Zeus.
Hey Zeus, that's right.
Hey
Zeus was the Almighty.
Yeah, but Jesus ain't the Almighty. Jesus is the Son of God.
To Christians, to a lot of Christians, he's one and the same.
Well, see, and that's the one thing about Christians is some Christians believe different things, and some of the major Christian religions have gone back and changed it because like some Christian religions believe in like
he was the king of
but they believe in the Holy Trinity. So they like God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are like the same thing.
Yeah.
And some of the Christian religions believe that they're three separate entities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I would say if anything, like Jesus is more like the Hercules, and God is the Zeus.
That too. But like again, they were borrowing, because Jesus was Hercules. Jesus was half man, half God, right? Like Hercules, right? The son of God, and he would walk around the streets just saving people with shit, right? Just like Hercules.
That's what I'm saying. So I guess it depends which Christian religion you're talking shit about because it's like
all of them.
I mean, it's all bullshit.
They all have the same roots though, but.
Zeus, son of goddamn Zeus. That's
Remember,
all.
Jesus J is a modern word, right? So Jesus would be how it would be said, right? And is it a coincidence that Zeus Is it a coincidence? That's the same.
That it is. Is that just a coincidence? When you can take Jesus and put him right next to Serapis, and they looked at, you can see the shit for yourself, but you don't want to accept the fact. They see it, but they know if they tell on Master gonna dig in that ass. See, Master still signing them checks though. So you can know the truth, but as soon as a nigga have to put his check and the truth on the line, he gonna choose the check. So a lot of these people know this shit. They know that this shit is old, man. Everybody know that Jesus is a copy of Horus mixed with Greek mythology. That's all that it is.
Are you telling me that there's no such thing as a Jesus Christ that ever walked the face of the earth?
There is no.
That's not real?
It's not real. There's no such thing as a God. There's no such thing as a God.
So God ain't no God?
Listen here. What we talking about as a God is an individual. A God as an individual. Somebody that you could just call on the telephone and say, God, what's going on? Right. Any of these niggas out here say they know God, ask him what his phone number is. So you can call him up. See, if somebody knock on your door, listen to me. If somebody knock on your door from any reputable company, they should have an identification card. And if you don't feel comfortable with that person, you can call up that company, give them that identification number, and they can verify whether that person worked for that company or not. Ask any of these niggas that say that they are a representative of God, show their identification number, give us a number to God so we can verify that they actually represent the God they say they represent. Any one of them. Give me the number to God. Give me the number to God so we can call him up.
I'm gonna bring you back.
Well, that kind of ruins the whole idea of faith-based religion.
Coptic Christianity is mixture. Anytime you start using the term Christianity, then it's mixture. Because the metal letter had already been sealed. The metal letter was already sealed. They had already...
What I want to know is how many years did this guy spend in jail before he thought like this?
They had most of their glyphs, all of that.
He came up under John Henry Clark and some of them. John Henry Clark was a...
This guy didn't spend no time in the bin?
Probably. I don't fucking know. You know?
Hey, gods.
It too grimy to be
sealed.
this
So when you start
smart.
seeing, and it had been practiced for 10,000, 20,000 years with no mixture. So why would they change all abruptly like that? And then just start introducing new shit that had never been seen. That shit is... And so when you go to the Greek temples that was built by the Ptolemies, when you look at the cartouches that was in the wall, the priests left them blank. They didn't even put their names in the cartouches, so that we will always remember that they didn't recognize.
So when the Egyptians had tombs for their like pharaohs and whatnot, they had a cartouche, like a logo, I guess. Don't quote me, right? But
yeah,
there's a logo on top that kind of breaks down the name of the person that's in there and blase and their history, whatever the fuck, right? And so the Greeks would always, because the Greeks loved Egypt, they would go to Egypt. They would even say that Egypt was the creator of all their beliefs and their philosophy. They would say this themselves, right? And so, because they adored Egypt, right? To the point where they even said, the Greeks said they were originally from Egypt, right? So they mimicked them a lot, and they mimicked them with cartouches for their leaders and whatnot, right? But they left them blank.
Recognize them as the true kings. They left their cartouches blank. You see? So when the Ptolemies came in, that's when Christianity began. They started taking our Africa, just like what they did with the Sphinx. They took the faces down. They destroyed our faces as God. You see what I'm saying? They destroyed our image as a divinity. We were no longer looked at in that we was lower than low. You feel me? Damn, I done rocked my damn chain off my neck. Man, just That's all right. That's all right. Keep moving.
All right, now, you know, we always talk about Christianity, but I don't really hear nobody going in and putting foot on Islam. What's up with
I mean,
Allah?
Islam is deeper. They all tied to the Jew. All of them is tied to the Jew.
Oh, Abraham.
So because when you look at the prophets of Christianity and Islam, all they did was add on top of Judaism. They kept the Old Testament prophets. The Christians just added Jesus on top of the Old Testament. And then Islam came later. They kept Jesus, but they added Allah on top of the Old Testament and Christ. It's just like this. You got 50 Cent, you got Eminem, and you got Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is getting the most. He the Jew. Ain't nobody going in his pockets. But he going in both of them niggas.
Jimmy Iovine, yeah, the actual Jew.
And 50 Cent. See, but the white boy brought 50 in. Right. See, he's Christianity. See, and 50 is Islam. See,
wow.
The white boy
what a
getting,
sick fucking metaphor.
Islam added Jesus. That's a compromise. They had something over their ass. When they gave them that Islam, they said, we're going to give your ass a religion, but you're going to keep our Jesus. That's how it went. They gave them Islam. So they kept the Old Testament, Jesus, and added Allah. But look at it like this.
Allah,
now, look.
He's God. Doesn't he mean Muhammad?
No, but you mean, yeah, he kind of fucked up on that, but Muhammad, yeah.
The Muslim have to pray to the prophets of the Old Testament and Jesus, but the Jew, he don't recognize Jesus. He don't recognize Allah. That show you the rank and file. But both of them, they recognize the Jew prophets. Islam and Christianity recognize the Jew prophets, but the Jews don't recognize Jesus or Allah. That show you the rank and file right there. Now the Christian don't have to.
Oh, man.
What you think about that though?
I mean, yeah, it's I kind of rock with what he's saying.
Yeah.
And like historically, that
he's hard not to love, right?
That adds up.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's actually super annoying that you were saying Allah instead of Muhammad. I know that's what you actually meant, but like,
maybe that's not what he meant. But like Shaka almost will break it down, where like, you know, they called the Christian God Allah because it was Aramaic, right? Or
I mean, Allah isn't that just Arabic for God?
Arabic didn't exist at the time, right? So
what?
like Aramaic, Syriac, all of them languages, but they would say like Ilaha and Ilallah and whatever. Even like you look at the Arabic language and say Le Ilallah, Allah, whatever the fuck, I don't know, right? But it's the same words, right?
To recognize Allah, but the Muslim got to recognize the Old Testament and Jesus.
That's right.
He has to recognize. That show you the rank and file.
That's right.
So when all you had to do is go to the Old Testament, and once you destroy the Old Testament by default, you destroy Christianity and Islam.
You saying if the Hebrew Israelites, they base everything on the Bible, right?
On the Bible.
So what's the beginning of the Bible then? What's the beginning of the Bible?
The beginning of the Bible is supposedly with Moses. They say Adam and Eve, but Moses is the first author of the Bible. It say Genesis, the first book of Moses. So based on tradition, they don't have no history before Moses. No other author ever wrote of Adam and Eve. No other author ever wrote of a Joseph or Isaac. It came with Moses.
All right, we gotta cut that there. That is
too much history.
No, it's not even too much history. I mean, I already had thought all this Abrahamic religions was bullshit, anyways. But it's just like, it's kind of funny the way he broke that down in that sense, because I'm like, yeah, okay. Historically, I guess that does make a little more sense. But I mean, and that's just like the Abrahamic religions. But I mean, like, what about the rest of the world? You got Buddhists and you got fucking...
So basically, Christianity was an amalgamation of many different cultures, right? Because the Romans came in and Rome was like, it was the epicenter for a hot minute, right?
Yeah.
So many different cultures were coming in the marketplace and they were selling foreign spices and this and that, but they were also selling their religions. So the Roman government was like, we got to control this religious shit. And so what they did with Christianity was they made it a government religion, you know,
yeah,
government
Christianity
religion,
seems
right?
like the very first time that we're like, hey, let's tailor this religion to controlling the people.
Because prior to that, it was strictly a race-based religion with Judaism, right? And you had to be a Jew, right?
And
or
this
Hebrew,
is our
right?
history.
Yeah.
And this is our God. And
so with Christianity, to appease the other people in the locale at the time, in the metropolis, they added different aspects.
Well, because that's the same thing when you take like the pagan people and you try to introduce Christianity to them.
Christianity is based on,
and they're like, well, what about our shit holidays that keeps us people happy?
Yeah, but
like
the reason,
Christmas.
The reason why it was so easy for pagans to absorb Christianity was because they absorbed a lot of that stuff.
We'll give you your winter solstice still, but we're going to call it this now.
Yeah, it went from Saturnalia to Christmas, right?
And like we're going to give you this that, but we're going to call it. We're going to give you your,
not just that,
Easter, but
not
we're
just
going to
that.
call it this now.
The Persians were in Rome too, and that's why they have Jesus has so much different different facets from different gods at the time from different cultures, because like for example, even the Persians are known for worshiping Ishtar also, right? Ishtar
and I heard mad Ishtar stories about that align with Jesus and shit, and I'm like, okay.
Ishtar is just Easter.
Oh.
Right?
Oh yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, or some shit like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that again, right? I'm not.
I don't know. At the end of the day, like, yeah, I grew up Mormon. I left that shit, but I still considered myself Christian. Like, I still believed in the Bible and shit. And then as like, you know, I kind of like, but when I was younger, I just like appreciated and relished in the fact that ignorance is bliss.
I did not.
You know what I mean?
I did not. I just wanted to learn. I don't know why. I just wanted to learn. I just felt confused because what I was told, I didn't believe at all. I thought it was bullshit. And so I just kept questioning. But I was outspoken. So I was mocked by the people around me for being outspoken against things, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, even once I left the Mormon church and I was like, okay, I know this is bullshit. But I still clung on to Christianity for a bit. Yeah. And then also, like, back in those days, I didn't know nothing or didn't care about politics or conspiracy theories or anything like that. I was just happy being ignorant and happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, like, eventually, eventually I heard enough things and the internet and then talking to different people and from different places and different backgrounds and heard enough knowledge. And
but when I met you, you were still kind of spiritual, though.
Hell no.
What you mean?
No, not at all.
We've debated about horoscopes and astrology.
Yeah, but I don't find that to be spiritual.
How not?
Here's the thing: I would never even like.
What do you think? What do you think it?
That's
science?
More like no, that's just more like fairy tale, like whimsical. I wouldn't call that spiritual. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I never even took horoscopes or any of that shit seriously, or even like,
I don't know. We got into heated debates about it, so
I never thought about that shit and took it any kind of seriously until like probably 2013 or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, damn. And I seen a lot of coincidences, and I'm like, okay, well, like my opinion kind of got swayed on that because growing up in like in the like being a Christian or being a Mormon or whatever, but they don't really rock with that, astrology shit.
That pagan shit, yeah.
Yeah, and so I never really rocked with it, and then like. Someone like went in deep.
But Christianity, religion is all astrology to begin with, right?
Either way, I just like saw some things and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And like, there's way too many coincidences. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a little bit to it. But then also my ass mind was like, also thought like, hey, maybe there's a little bit of like, nurture kind of aspect and to it being like
seasonal changes.
Yeah, so, and like now I mean I guess maybe, but there's no way to really even prove that or whatever and and so I kind of believed it a little bit for a while, and then got more knowledge about the topic and thought about it, and it's like, okay, yeah, that is kind of bullshit, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I hear that.
But it's funny because even like Kanye West, super Christian and all this shit, but like he was even talking about some astrology. She's like, oh, I'm a Gemini, or what the fuck does he say on this? And I'm like, Kanye, isn't that kind of like anti-Christian to say that shit?
Yeah, but we just people entertain astrology is kind of a funny thing because we're indoctrinated with astrology from childhood, right? We apparently live in a Christian nation, but for some reason we're always taught astrology about our horoscopes and what our signs are. We all know it. You know what I mean? We all know it, no matter what religion, what walk of life we come from.
And that's the one thing that I used to read. Like, you remember you go to like an A&W, they got the Good Morning News there.
No,
that little pamphlet kind of news thing.
Never seen that.
So it's just a little shit like a news thing, and it's got like a couple little things, some advertisements, a couple of funny stories.
I was a McDonald's,
and then
Golden Arch.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. We didn't really even eat fast food like that when I was a kid, but I'm talking about, when I was a little bit older. And then they had like the monthly horoscopes, or if you're looking at the paper, the horoscope of the day or whatever, and you read your shit. We're both Geminis, and we read that shit. We're like, oh, today, da 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 da. But I mean, if I read any other one of the motherfucking horoscopes, Scorpio or Aquarius, any of that shit.
Well, that's the thing.
It's all applicable. And
that's what I would do.
And I always think like, this kind of seems like, like, okay. Sure. So that's why I never really took that in, but I didn't really realize until someone pointed out to me, like, oh, like people that are in this thing kind of have tendency to do this and that and da da da. And so, I can, but then I think you kind of get like,
you're kind of built to become like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a placebo effect.
You're told because you're this
Geminis
sign,
do this, so then you kind of like
it's like a weird self-indoctrination where you're told, okay, I'm this. So I'm going to read these things and find out what I'm supposed to be.
And these are the kind of things that I do. And I did that. It's a Gemini thing. Like, no, man. Like, because but then for me and you, for example, like there are so many things that, I think I kind of remember when we were maybe talking about this a little bit. And there are certain things that me and you, totally aligned with that kind of thing. And it totally made sense. And then your point kind of pointed out to me, and probably were the one that really got me to fully be like, oh yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, kind of thinking that shit was legitimate even a little bit for a minute, because there are so many things that we were not the same on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're very much alike, but we're very opposite in the same way, right?
Yeah.
But for example, our taste in music, I got better taste in music.
But I mean, you can't say that to anybody. Nobody has better taste in music than anybody.
What?
It's all personal choice.
You ever listen to gypsy music?
Bro, but them gypsies love it. You can't tell a gypsy that Tupac is better than your little.
I don't even like like house music and techno.
I don't either.
But let a gypsy listen to techno for the first time. He gonna overdose. He's gonna overdose on music and all them sounds. Let's be real. Shakespeare is amazing, but let Shakespeare watch a TV for the first time. He's gonna be like, damn.
I'm just saying,
I need to step it up.
No one has any better taste in music than anyone else. Everyone just likes their own shit. It's all subjective. There's
bullshit.
You can't say my taste in music is better than your taste in music to anybody.
What about that song that Borat be singing? Bing, blang, bing, bing. Come on, bro.
I'm just saying that's like trying to say to someone. Okay, well,
some things in life
you have
are
a favorite
objective.
color?
No.
Okay, so like
I have favorite color combinations.
Let's say my favorite color yellow. Okay.
Yuck.
So if I say to someone, let's just say just for the fact of it, your favorite color black, I'd be like, nah, son, you wrong. I have better taste in colors.
Black is
I like yellow, and yellow's the best color.
Black is not a color.
Okay, so it's a shade. Okay, fine. Let's say blue then. I'm gonna be a fucking prick. My favorite color, yellow.
Blue is a whack color.
Okay, but it's not the point. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, if I say I have the best taste in colors, because
first of all, if I had a good color,
yellow, my favorite color.
If I had,
how you gonna tell me I'm wrong?
If I had a favorite taste in colors, it would not be a primary color. I'll tell you that much.
Well, listen, man.
I'm a mixed person and I like mixed things.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Variety is the spice of life. Great.
You know what I mean? I like Indian biryani.
Okay.
But I love Italian lasagna.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You must
They don't teach children the rules of
Wrong
acquisition
one.
anymore.
Shit.
I like my steak like a white boy. Medium rare. No, medium actually. I like a medium. But.
All right. Anyways, listen, you can't say you have better taste in music than someone. It's all in your opinion.
Yes, you can.
All right, cool.
So
in your world.
So you don't have bro, that's a never ending hole. I don't have anything better than nobody in life because everything is subjective. Oh, I don't have better science. One science can't be better than another.
No, science is not subjective though. Like
it is nowadays.
You have observable. What the fuck? You have observable truths.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, until someone proves it wrong.
Exactly. Science changes too, right?
Right. But
so that's subjective. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, like, you can't say, like, I have better taste in food than you.
I do.
If I like hamburgers more and you like, pasta more. It's all personal choice.
Okay, so if I eat a raw steak with no salt, no pepper, no nothing.
But like, is that better to you and you like that more? So how can I say that?
Some people just dumb though.
What do you mean? Some people don't.
Most of my family eats their steaks charred, just dark in the middle.
And guess what? You can't. And then they're gonna be like, "Yo,
That's why they gotta drink sodas and waters and juices with the shit because it's too dry to go down. You know?
Yeah. Well, hey, man. Some of the music that you listen to, that I listen to, I mean, that's how it be too.
No, my music's better though.
In your opinion. Like which objectable way can you say it's better? Better how?
You listen to Lil B. I like Ghostface Killer.
Thank you, Bass Guy. I like Ghostface Killer too.
But you like Lil B more.
Yeah.
Exactly. I rest my case, Your Honor.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Your Honor, Judge Maybelline, I rest my case.
Your Honor, blue is a better color than yellow. Case closed. That's basically what you said to me right now. No. That's basically what you said to me right now.
I just compared secondary colors to primary colors.
No, it doesn't matter. Colors are colors, man.
Colors.
Anyways, okay. Man,
you out? You done?
I'm off this.
Are we done?
Yeah,
we done, y'all. No Pigeon Podcast. Sorry for the rants.
Yellow.
This guy likes Coldplay apparently, so.
It was
Yellow.